Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
Love Bill Duff. All right, so that's a little bit of perspective. I thought the interesting thing there was that he said, you'd be expecting a letter as soon as you walked in the locker room today from the front office. How about why don't you bring your playbook in?
Yeah.
Is it that cold that you just
Bring
get
your
a letter?
iPad and your playbook.
All right, here we go. All right, Mr. I'm in charge of everything today because I haven't washed that referee shirt in about 6 weeks. Eric, the referee. What do you want to do now? This is your new baby, right?
Yeah, I want you guys to battle, face off. We got a couple good topics. I want you guys to fight to the death.
All right, how many
To the
topics
death.
are we doing
only
here?
have one guy left on the show.
Just
That's gonna be
two.
hard.
Since, seriously, how much time do you get with us before we start the show? 15 minutes? 10 minutes?
Yes.
Again, no rules, so we'll throw every boss under the bus on this. So you have 5 minutes to prepare with us before the show, right?
Yep.
And now in your 5 minutes, did you write down any topics for us to debate?
I did.
Or do you just, oh, you did?
I actually listened. You guys were kind of talking about one of these topics. I want to know, did the Browns wait too long to start Jason Campbell at quarterback?
All right, is that a top? Are you throwing a
Yep,
whistle in
I'm
on this, or
throwing
what
it
are you doing? You got a whistle?
I do have a whistle.
All right, you got an opening for this? I mean, this is
we're going to-
high-tech stuff here.
Face off.
Look at that. Oh, boy. Dogs on the run. Hashtag. All right. Did they wait too long to bring in Jason Campbell? Go.
Yes, they did. They waited way too long. Not only did they pass him over once, but they passed him over twice. And I think one of the things you've seen with the Browns is how good that offense runs when you have a quarterback who knows how to run the offense. Brandon Weeden, that's not his offense. He's not comfortable in that offense. Brian Hoyer and Jason Campbell are both comfortable in that Browns offense. It showed yesterday.
All right. I don't know that it was Jason Campbell that made a difference because Brian Hoyer probably looked about exactly the same. They both started off slow when they got in there. Hoyer had trouble when he took over the team. Jason Campbell had trouble when he took over the team yesterday.
What was Hoyer's record as a starter?
He was 3-0. He didn't look good when he first came out.
Okay, but he won. Oh, okay, mister. There's no moral victories, and after the fourth quarter, but he did win. He won all 3 games, correct?
Well, actually, he started the third game, and Brandon Weeden won. I mean, essentially, but when you look at the record book, if you want to get into semantics on this, I'll get that to you. Here's the thing. It's not about Jason Campbell. It's not about Brian Hoyer. It's about how bad Brandon Weeden is. That's the bottom line, because now we've seen 2 quarterbacks that have been able to step on the field and move the team effectively in both situations. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Jason Campbell's any better than Brian Hoyer. I think they're about the same. They're both professional quarterbacks that can move a team. The one thing that became blatantly obvious yesterday is that Brandon Weeden doesn't have a spot on this team anymore. And if they have to go back to him, everything that you felt last week about this team going in the dump, that's exactly the way you're going to feel.
That team is completely given up on Brandon Weeden. They don't want Brandon Weeden as a starting quarterback. Any of those players around him do not want to play for Brandon Weeden. They don't sense like Brandon Weeden's going to win football games. You watch Jason Campbell. He battled. This is a quarterback that ran for first downs. He didn't slide. He picked up first downs. That throw, we talked about it last night on Ford Sports Sunday. Reggie Rucker talked about it. That throw that Campbell made that gave Devon Bess a chance to make that and should have made that 3rd down and 7 catch where he's running along, throwing across his body on the run, pinned against the far sideline, and throws a strike. Shows you the athletic ability and big-time playability that Campbell brings to that quarterback position. I think it's a good move. They just waited too long.
All right. Are you happy there, referee, Eric the referee?
I'm happy, and I got one more quick topic.
Sure.
Should Devon Bess be cut right now, or does he have any worth to this team?
Should Devon Bess be cut? Craig Lyndall, hang on, because I know you're waiting. We're going to get to you in 1 second. You tell us. You're going to get to answer both these questions here in a second, too. We're going to start with Devon Bess. Should Devon Bess get cut? They're not going to cut Devon Bess today. I'd be really surprised if they do. If they do, it's because he had a bad game yesterday, and they're trying to let younger guys on this team know that kind of play yesterday is not going to be accepted. But let's face it, this guy's a veteran. He was hurt a little bit in the preseason, and he's made some mistakes. There's a fiscal investment in this that makes me think they're not going to cut him. And the next question is, wide receivers are at such a premium right now in the NFL. If you think you can upgrade, do it. But, I mean, everybody and their mother wants to try to get a hold of Josh Gordon today. So you tell me. What are you doing?
Cut him right now. There's no reason to have him on the football team. He's 7th in the NFL in drops. This is a guy you paid $14 million to at the beginning of the year. That was supposed to be your possession receiver. Well, a possession is a catch. I don't know if you knew that in the NFL, but in order to have a possession, you have to have the ball in your possession, and he didn't do that yesterday with 3 drops and a fumble. Let Josh Cooper have a chance.
Are you Tebowing over here? What are you doing?
Yeah, no, that's possession. Possession right there, possession. Give Josh Cooper a chance. What's wrong with Josh Cooper?
I like Josh Cooper. What do you think, Craig Lyndall, waiting for next year?
I think Devon Bess is the exact receiver that I've wanted this team to acquire for like 5-6 years, and then they go and acquire him, And what happens? He starts to drop the ball. It's absolutely amazing. It shows that I could not be a GM in the NFL. Absolutely not.
All right, would you cut him today? That's the question.
No, I would not cut him.
Craig and I are the same.
Craig,
you're
yeah,
officially
you could
a
play
friend of the
Josh
show.
Cooper. You could do all kinds of
geez.
things, but I'm not going to cut Devon Best. He's got a track record, and I think that. And I don't want to continue to blame Brandon Weeden for everything, but maybe this is, again, the inconsistency of switching quarterbacks 17 times in a season. Maybe that has something to do with it. Although I guess he was probably pretty used to that in Miami as well, right?
Yeah, that's probably true. Craig, a little mouthy over here from the Eric, the referee. Eric, if you're going to say it in the studio, say it to his face.
All right, I
What'd
said
you
he has
say?
a track record of dropping passes.
Take him down, Craig. Take him down.
Yeah, but
You give an
He has a
intern a
track record of
referee
dropping
jersey, next
passes
thing
in
you know, he's
Cleveland,
working here,
so
next
I'll
thing you
take that
know,
out on
he's
Cleveland
trying
doing
to
my best.
belittle the
Everybody else
guests.
seems to.
Well, you know what, Craig? You know, also too to the changing in quarterbacks. The same. Every receiver on that team changed quarterbacks too this year. So you got to give Josh Gordon credit. You got to give Jordan Cameron credit. They all had to deal with the changes too, and they've all had 3 different quarterbacks who throw 3 different balls, who run the offense 3 different ways, and I get that. But they're all pros, and you got to adjust. Otherwise, your team has no chance to win.
Yeah, I agree. You guys were talking about moral victories. I want to talk about moral victories because I say the same thing all the time that I don't believe in them, but I do. I'm such a liar. I watched that game yesterday and I was happy. Not happy, but satisfied. That's what I've been reduced to as a Browns fan after watching the Brandon Weeden show this year and watching the different quarterbacks over the years. That's the kind of competent football. That's all I need in order to be, relatively satisfied 16 weeks a year. And so I do agree there are no moral victories in the Browns locker room, but there is in my living room. That's kind of surprising to me.
All right, what did we learn about the quarterback position yesterday? I told you what I thought. What do you think?
I think we learned that that all it takes is at least a competent level. We really do need a guy who isn't going to lose the game. And I think more than anything else, what we learned yesterday was that Brian Hoyer maybe isn't as exceptional as we thought. He could just be a competent quarterback, and that's good enough with some of the weapons on this team. And especially when they still have no running game, the fact that they haven't been able to run the ball all year long, it's pretty crazy that they were able to even be within a score of winning that game in the fourth quarter.
Craig, thank you very much. We'll make sure we check out at waitingfornextyear.com. You're always the best. No songs for us today?
I promise a full-on theme song for Dogs on the Run next week.
Oh, awesome.
And is there anything you would like to say derogatory to the man who was dogging you during? There he is. He's right there. Say anything you want.
Yeah, nobody ever roots for the referee, so it's kind of a perfect choice, I guess, right?
He got me.
Well
He got
played.
me.
Well
He got
played,
me.
Craig. Thank you. Thank you. Do you throw a flag at himself?
that's right.
Yeah,
He
throw
threw
a flag at himself.
There we
That
go.
throw was like Brandon Weeden.
All right, enough of that. Thanks. Make sure you read him every day at waitingfornextyear.com.
Yep.
Again, he is Craig Lyndall, and he's definitely a friend of the show. If you want to Skype in, please feel free to Skype in. We've already had a couple folks Skype in. It's 7:30 on the nose right now. If you're listening as you're getting ready to go to work right now, be sure to take your mobile phone into your car with you. Is there any other kind of mobile phone? Or is there another kind of phone?
No,
I'm just making sure.
nope,
Anything else? Mobile?
no. Your iPad or your some people travel with their iPads too in the car,
Okay,
right?
that'll work.
you can do
Yeah,
that.
just don't look at the screen while you're doing this.
Yeah,
And we'll
don't
tell you
Skype
what's
and drive
going on
either.
on the screen. Even though we have all these neat new little things that kind of make us look like a TV show, this is not a TV
Right.
show. So if you want to get a hold of us, Dogs on the Run through Skype, and we're always happy to have you Skyping in, or call us at 216-431-3820. We check in with our third member of the team, who is fresh off a hangover from being in Columbus.
And a wardrobe
on Saturday night. And a wardrobe change. Look at that. You're ready for the Cavaliers. Kenny Rhoda is with us. Hi, Kenny.
Good morning again, guys. Yeah, got to give some love to the Cavaliers. While the Browns have struggled recently with 3 losses in a row, the Cavaliers season starts this Wednesday. Looking forward to an exciting playoff season for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I like the wardrobe change. That's exceptional. I'll expect another one by the next one. I don't know what you're going to change into, but if you've got maybe Monsters gear, that'd be nice.
All right, I'll see what I can do, guys. Absolutely. Always glad to help.
Kenny, let's put this thing to rest. People that think Josh Gordon's getting traded by tomorrow's deadline at 4 o'clock, what do you want to say to them?
I wouldn't say it's not a possibility at this point in the season on a 3-5 team with a new regime who loves draft picks, who wants to put their stamp on this football team? I don't think you can just say, no, it's not going to happen, but I just tweeted out on Twitter studs and duds from this week again, and Josh Gordon is the one guy that strikes fear in the eyes of the opposition. He had the big play yesterday on the flea flicker. For whatever reason, Kansas City left him all alone with his speed, and when he's mentally into the game, he's the one guy that other teams have to account for on offense, and I guess second to him would be Jordan Cameron. So those are the two guys on offense that really mean anything to this team. So you would hate to see them go, because if they get rid of one or both of those guys, because there are rumors about Cameron too, who's going to score touchdowns for this team? There's really nobody out there. However, if you're willing to bite the bullet, and come April, you have 11, 12, 13 draft picks, and 3 of them are in the first round. That's when the Browns Super Bowl, unfortunately, is. That's when it would pay dividends. So I wouldn't say it's a high possibility, but I still think it's a possibility.
Kenny, what do you do with Devon Bess?
I would have cut him yesterday, like I said, not invited him back, to the bus, because this was a guy that was brought in as a safety net in case Josh Gordon was suspended for the season with his off-the-field issues, right?
Hang on,
and
Kenny,
he was supposed to be
the
slot receiver, that possession receiver. People were talking about, he could be the next Joe Jaravicius to just move the chains, and he can't catch the football when it's thrown to him, kicked to him, punted to him. He's been a major disappointment, I think, on this football team. If you trade Josh Gordon, then more than likely you're going to keep Devon Bess. And probably because they went out and traded for him, they're going to say it was one bad game, and they're going to keep him because they don't want to look bad as a front office. But for me, what has he done for this football team? Can you not find maybe somebody younger who you could get experience for the future to put out there?
There's no question about that. We like Josh Cooper.
Josh Cooper, yeah.
Hang on, he just wants to, Eric, the referee, wants to kiss you for a second. Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you, because Devon Bess is so bad, and that's why you're the expert. You know that he should have been cut yesterday.
I have no problem with send a message. Look at Urban Meyer. We talk about honest
I
third,
agree
man.
about that.
He calls people out left and right and lets them know where they stand, and you lose playing time. This is a 3-5 team. A 3-5 team that's lost 3 games in a row. If you're not contributing, you don't deserve to be on the roster.
Yeah, Kenny, I got people dogging me on Twitter for saying that we should cut him. They're saying, well, Joe Thomas had a bad game, so do we cut him? That's not the same thing.
How many Pro Bowls?
It's not. He's a Pro Bowl player, and yes, he had a bad game in spurts, and I had him as one of my duds, but he has a track record that's proven, and he had a bad quarter and a half, I think it was. So who do you have to replace him? You mentioned Josh Cooper. All this kid does is catch footballs. I'm not there at practice every day. I don't see how he blocks or if he understands the offense or if he was just Brandon Whedon's buddy or whatever it is. But every time I see him in the game, for the most part, I see him catch footballs. And to me, that's the number one job of a wide receiver. Catch the ball, make that window, see it through, squeeze it, and tuck it.
All right, Kenny, hang on. Let's bring Bone Lady in. Let's get her approach. Hi, Bone Lady.
Hi, Bone.
Hey, good morning. Hey, listen, the greatest gift you can give to yourself is to give to others. So I have a little gift here for Devon Bess.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see, but, hey, I have a roll of duct tape.
Yeah, we see it.
Let me tell you, that drop balls has been one of our biggest problems, really, this whole season. And the only time I want to see a drop ball is on New Year's Eve. Devon Bess, I'm with Kenny. I'm like, I would just cut the guy. Look, that's your job. You're a receiver. You got to catch the ball. And, Campbell, at least, he was getting it there. So we can't blame, the quarterback position. So that is a real problem. And I have to say, before the game, I was in North Olmsted. I met guys that have a flag football team called Man Down. And I looked at them, they're 8-1, and I said, hey, if this thing doesn't get any better today, I'm going to come watch you guys on Sundays, because watching Whedon, I just wanted to hit myself in the head with a hammer. So at least I saw things were better. I think the coaches made adjustments at halftime, unlike last week where I think they just went in the locker room and made a sandwich. at least the second half of that game, I really, we were in it. I never expected that we were going to be in it, to be quite honest. I'm sure all of you didn't either.
Nope.
So I see a spark. You have to have a spark. You have to have a spark in life. Well, in football, you have to have a spark, and the quarterback gives you that spark. So hopefully they stay with Campbell. I don't know, is Chud, I haven't really heard, but hopefully he's still not on the fence. Who's going to start next week? But a little ray of hope. Things got a little better, but come on. You have to catch those balls. And listen, don't trade Josh Gordon. The only way I would trade Josh Gordon would be if you got a first-rounder, at least a first-rounder, and maybe, another veteran. But you can't give this kid a chance. You know what? Everybody makes mistakes in life. And, look, we've had guys over the years, you all know, that have played on this team with, off-field problems, whether it's, being arrested with a gun in your car or your wife stabs you or whatever. Give this kid a chance, right?
Hey,
and maybe he's starting fresh, and maybe it took, to get so close to losing his career in the NFL that he goes, hey, this is my second chance. I'm going to get it right. And he's such a talent. I think it would be such a shame if we got rid of him, especially at this point. And we need him. We need him. That's the bottom line. Don't give up on the season, guys, because come on.
Give up the shit.
I see a little spark. So what do you guys think?
All right, first thing, Bone Lady, I want to do, how are you talking to us? Are you talking to us on iPad or iPhone?
I'm on my iPhone. You know why? Because I still haven't downloaded that iOS 7 on my iPad.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet either on my iPhone.
I'm not technically savvy at all.
All right,
I'm good
so
with
we're
the
going to do
glue gun,
something
but don't give me anything technical.
I want to do something technical here, though. I want you to take your thumb, get a little saliva on your thumb, and I want you to clean off the cover of your lens. And
she said it's cracked, though.
Oh, that's what it is. Wait, there's my thumb.
All right, now let's see.
Is that a technical thing to do? Put spit on your finger? Oh, it made it worse. What do you?
Oh,
grab a tissue from the side. Do you have a tissue there or something?
Were you drinking coffee or something? That's kind of a weird little blur we got going on there.
There's the tissue.
Wait. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. This is much better.
Oh, that was good.
Is that better?
A little bit better, yeah.
Yeah, that's way better. Bone Lady, we
guys,
need to see
I'm in
you.
my bedroom, and it's Monday morning. It's always a little hazy in here.
All right, Bone Lady, next question.
I don't always have duct tape in my bedroom, just FYI.
Well, that also was something we started thinking about.
Is there a reason that we can see the handcuffs behind your pillow there?
Hey, now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were a police officer in your other line of work.
Where's your rim shot?
What does the Bone Lady dress up for on Halloween?
I don't dress up on Halloween.
You don't?
Not at all. Not at all.
Do you go as your alter ego on Halloween then? Your real life personality?
I was the real me underneath the beehive on Halloween. Yeah. You know what? I dress up once, 2, 3 times a week during football season. So it's like, no, Halloween's like my day off. Sorry.
Bone Lady, as we like to say every Monday morning, thank you for letting us come into your bedroom with you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, guys. Hey, and go Browns, everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you for the optimism. There you go. Bone Lady joins us.